If your sweet corn turns dry in the fridge, tastes bland after boiling, or leaves silk stuck between every row, these 6 simple tricks will change the way you prepare it. You'll even see how I turn the kernels into a crispy waffle and use the corn silk instead of throwing it away. Let's start with the mistake that makes fresh corn lose its sweetness. Corn bought from the store usually only keeps its freshest flavor if you eat it within the first 3 days. But if you happen to buy a lot and cannot use it all right away, you can apply this simple storage method to keep the corn fresh longer. The important thing to remember is that air is the enemy of sweet corn. When corn is exposed to air for too long, the husk and kernels will gradually lose moisture. At that point, the kernels can easily become dry, mealy, and chewy, no longer having that crisp sweetness like when you first bought them. To store it, prepare a clean paper towel, lightly dampen it, then squeeze out the excess water so the towel is only slightly moist, not soaking wet. Then place the corn in the middle of the towel. Gently roll it up and place it in a zip-top bag. Press out some of the air, seal the bag tightly, and store it in the refrigerator. This method helps the corn retain moisture, keeping the kernels crisp, sweet, and fresh for about 5 to 7 days. I have tried this method, and it really works very well. You can follow it too if you want to have fresh corn to eat every day. For the ears of corn, you need to eat right away. You should also boil them properly, so the corn keeps its softness and crispness. To boil corn well, first peel off the old outer husks, leaving 1 to 2 layers of the tender inner husks and the clean corn silk, because they help keep the natural aroma and make the cooking water sweeter. In the past, I usually peeled off all the corn husks and put the corn straight into the pot to boil, but every time the corn turned out a little bland and became chewy quickly. Later, a corn seller shared a tip with me: keep a few layers of the tender husks on while boiling, so the corn cooks with a better aroma and the kernels become plump and naturally sweeter. I tried it and it really worked. After peeling the corn, place the corn in a pot. Add enough water to just cover the ears. Then add a little salt and 1 teaspoon of sugar. The salt helps make the corn taste richer, while the sugar helps bring out the natural sweetness of the kernels. Cover the pot and boil over medium heat. Once the water comes to a boil, continue boiling for about 10 more minutes. Do not boil it for too long, because the kernels can easily become bland, lose their crispness, and turn chewy. After the corn is cooked, take it out right away. Let it drain for a few minutes and enjoy it while it is still warm. At this point, the kernels will be plump, sweet, fragrant, and more deliciously crisp. Next, if you find that removing the husk and cleaning the corn silk takes too much time, try this microwave trick. The method is very simple, but it helps the corn slide out of the husk almost completely clean. First, place the ear of corn on a cutting board and use a knife to cut off the bottom end of the corn, cutting about 1 inch above the last row of kernels. Then place the ear of corn on a plate and microwave it for about 2 to 4 minutes depending on the size of the ear. The heat in the microwave will create just enough steam between the kernels and the husk, helping the husk and corn silk separate more easily. After taking it out, the corn will be very hot. So use a kitchen towel to hold the uncut end. Gently squeeze and shake the corn downward at the same time, and the ear of corn inside will slide out almost completely free of husk and silk. This trick is very convenient when you need to prepare many ears of corn at once. Once you have finished separating it, all that is left is the husk and corn silk. Keep the corn silk. I will show you an extremely useful way to use it at the end of the video. Now that we have clean corn, let's prepare it together to make a delicious corn cake with a waffle maker. This dish is simple, quick, and very tasty. First, separate the corn kernels from the cob. One simple way is to use a fork. Prepare a tray so the kernels do not scatter everywhere. Then take a sturdy fork and gently insert the tip of the fork into the gap between two rows of corn kernels near the top of the ear. Next, push the fork from top to bottom along the length of the cob. As you push, the kernels will separate from the cob quite quickly without getting crushed too much. You can rotate the ear of corn and continue with the remaining rows. This method is very useful if you do not want to use a knife or are afraid of cutting too deeply into the cob. After you have the separated corn kernels, place the corn in a bowl. Add 2 tablespoons of flour, 1 egg, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and a little fresh milk. Mix well until the ingredients are combined, forming a slightly thick mixture. If you want it to be more fragrant, you can add a little melted butter and a little salt to bring out the sweetness of the corn. Preheat the waffle maker brush on a thin layer of oil or butter to prevent sticking. Then pour the corn mixture into the mold. Close the lid and cook for a few minutes until the cake is golden and fragrant. The finished result is corn cakes that are soft on the inside, slightly crispy on the outside, sweet, fragrant, and very easy to eat. Now comes the most interesting part, which is making use of the corn silk from earlier to make corn silk tea that is very fragrant and gentle on the stomach. First, make sure the corn silk is still fresh, light in color, not moldy, and does not have any strange smell. Then rinse the corn silk clean under running water, then let them drain. Next, place the corn silk in a pot with about 3 to 4 cups of water. Bring it to a boil, then lower the heat and simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes, so the corn aroma can be released. Corn silk contains some natural antioxidants and minerals such as potassium, which are very good for the body. Once it is boiled for enough time, turn off the heat. Strain it through a sieve to get the clear tea. And just like that, you have warm corn silk tea ready to enjoy. You can enjoy it right away to feel the refreshing taste and natural aroma from the corn silk. If you like a richer and sweeter flavor, you can add a little honey, stir well, and enjoy. Corn silk tea has a gentle aroma and a light, clean taste. It helps you add more fluids and gives a pleasant feeling after a meal. You can drink it warm or chilled. If you make a larger batch, pour it into a clean bottle, seal it tightly, and store it in the refrigerator. Use it within 1 to 2 days. And those are simple tips to help you store, boil, peel, remove kernels from, and make better use of corn right at home. I hope today's tips will help make your cooking more convenient, especially dishes with corn. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you, and I'll see you again.